of spinning in the right hand. Oh, here we go. All right, now
There we go. Perfect. Perfect, man. Yeah, and I'll just, I'm not going to ask any questions or throw any objections. So, I'm going to go on mute here, and, the floor is yours. Just take us through it all.
All right, sounds good. So, focused on a company that I've been trying to get on the board here, Arizona Public Service. They provide water and energy, utilities company. So going to the intents here, issues logging into account, that's a higher value, but pretty low frequency there. Activating services, high value. The complexity there isn't too difficult. Changing address, a little bit lower of a value, but the complexity isn't too great there. Making a payment is probably the most important intent here that we're seeing come through as far as the inquiries go. Opening an account, and then cannot paying bill and canceling account, lower value. Maybe cannot pay bills shouldn't be grouped with the cancel the account. Cancel the account should probably be last on the agenda there. But cannot pay bill, obviously they're trying to pay the bill, so they still holds value. It's just a little more complex in figuring out how to do so. I don't need to go through these definitions, do I?
No, you can skip this.
All right, cool. So then as far as the automation roadmap, starting off with Agent Assist, let's get the ball rolling here for month one to show just some sort of value to the brand, that we could take some sort of these inquiries off their plate, moving to an FAQ bot, which would be a great example of that. Just taking their highest level inquiries and trying to automate those, or the frequently asked questions, and getting those questions off the agent's hands to focus on more of those higher upside tasks. As far as the first project, I figured IVR to SMS would be perfect for this brand. They don't even have chat on their website as of today, so obviously receiving a ton of calls. I'm not sure if you've ever paid your bill through utilities, but I get pretty annoyed with paying Duke Energy because I have to go through this crazy call tree. So IVR to SMS is kind of a personal thing for me. Going up to the automation, login help, easy one to get off the board, not too difficult with dealing with the IVR to SMS project. So I figured that would be a good automation there. Around month 7, the change address automation, a little more complex, got IVR to SMS off the ground already. So time to focus on a little more complex automation there. The next project would be getting them live on Apple Business Chat to have a rich experience within that messaging solution. Automation number 5, again, build due date, something simpler to get that project off the ground, so there's not too much work on their plate. And then cannot pay bill might need some more complex work or more focus on it. And then last project there would be in-app messaging, creating that rich experience within their application. Automating next would be discount inquiries, and then the last automation, something that doesn't come up as often, meter reading inquiries, but it does still come up a lot, so automating that would be good as well. Moving to, I guess we can just move to the bot. So just going through, hello, how can I help you today? Let's do account balance. So that's my fallback. Not sure why it's not reading email address. So going back through there, 1, 2, 3. All right, so it's not pulling that up. Oh, so I guess that's my fallback there. And then goodbye would be bye. Thanks for coming. Anything else
cool.
you need there, Chris?
Let's go. Looks like you had the billing dialogue there. If we could quickly look at that one.
Yes. So account balance. Interesting.
Okay. Okay.
Not reading my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 when I enter it.
So again, that's a tricky one, man. So can you go just real quick on the bottom of the screen, hit that the billing one. Were you able to get through that one? Okay, yeah. So that's the one I wanted to check too.
Oh, okay. Here. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. Okay. Cool.
No side too.
No, we can skip that. Looks like you got it in there.
Okay.
Perfect, man. Good job.
Cool. So that's good on the bot stuff, Chris.
Yeah, that's good. Uh-huh.
Great. We'll move on to the certification here. So as far as the scoring model, I gave pretty high scores for the first 3. It was clear that the visitor was chatting with a bot. For the second one, I kind of docked a point. I felt like it could be more positive or welcoming, and like willing to assist in whatever they needed. The tonality there was just a little iffy. I think it just could have been a little bit improved. The capability of the bot, it was clear that it was a self-service bot. I know the bot said name bot, but if it said like FAQ bot or something like that, that could have been a little more clear. It didn't really provide any examples of how to interact. It kind of was just shooting notes at them and then seeing what the response would be. And it just wasn't personalized enough. Just was looking at that. He was interested in a statement. Didn't really use a name or ask for a name or an email address or anything like that. Down to section 2. First 3, all 5s, right? Use simple responses to validate bot that understands intent. Asked follow-up questions to further move it along. It understood what the customer was trying to get to. And there wasn't really any sort of confusion related in this inquiry. And then relaying the solution, it did convey the proper responses to the customer intent. And then it provided complete and accurate information, but it didn't really leverage the client systems to relay the solution. It was heavily self-service for the consumer. There was nothing really rich about the experience with the bot. Solution was probably not directed to the site. Yeah, and they were directing them to the websites and downloading PDFs and things like that. Just taking time away from being in that conversation. And then advised and suggested additional context to the solution where needed. I thought it did a good job of doing so. And then down to 4, achieve the intended close. Not really any objections. Again, attempted to retain the customer in the bot conversation when appropriate. I thought it did a very poor job of that. Again, moving away to the PDF and the website, and not really asking follow-up questions on where they could help further that discussion. The needs were met. It just wasn't a rich enough experience. So my recommendations would be just from the get, be more positive and engaging throughout the conversation. A recommendation number 2 would be to keep that consumer in that conversation, right? Not pushing them the websites or the PDFs. My suggestion for number 3 would be connecting to an API for that richer experience. I think that can help with the recommendation number 2 as well, on keeping them in that application or in that conversation. And then at the end of the conversation, just ensuring the consumer received everything they needed. Didn't have any other questions, or if they could help assist anywhere proactively. And I think that's it, Chris, on my end.
Yeah, man. Cool. Good job. Last thing, it looks like you have an overall score too on there, right?
Oh yeah, sorry. So I did add it up. I don't know if this percentage is correct or not. I just added up the scores going down. Obviously, the NAs are going to throw it off a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But if you remove those, it would probably be greater than a 52%.
Okay. Cool, man. All right. Great work, man. You passed. You're good.
Wow.
You're certified.
Awesome. All right. So you
certified.
I just have to, when I get this recorded back, Chris, I just got to upload it into Decebo. Is that correct?
Yeah. So if you could try to stop the recording now before we hang up, just to make sure it
Stop recording.